Simone Biles is dropping out of the Olympics because of mental health concerns. Hmm. Who does that remind me of? That reminds me of that girl from Japan, which is, well, she's not really from Japan. It's just that she's half mixed. She's half Japan and half American. So that's Naomi Osaka. She had mental health problems, apparently, where she refused to do media when she was in the French Open and she had to drop out because that's a requirement. And it turns out that now Simone Biles, you know, she's a great gymnast or something. Like so many fucking events in the Olympics that I don't even know how to count, like how many there are. It's super boring, and this Olympics is like everybody has to wear a mask every time, so it's like kind of boring to watch. It's not really that fun anymore. Like the Olympics used to be something that you could watch just for the spectacle, but so many events nowadays, I don't even think most people watch the Olympics. It's just something that they maybe flick through if it's on TV or watch the highlights. But there's like so many events and it's going on for so long, like can't really keep track of everything. And I don't even know why it's going on anyways. Like why hasn't the Olympics been shut down? Because we have like a whole fucking emergency around the whole world. These flipping infections going up everywhere. And all we care about is a goddamn Olympics. Like the people in Japan don't even want this Olympics to go through. Like they don't even want the freaking Olympics to happen, and you guys are putting it on because you need to make your money back because you've invested billions of dollars into the local infrastructure to prepare it for the games. But that's not the people's fault, man. Like you lose that. You don't need to lose that money, but you're only thinking about your bottom line and how you can break even or make a profit. But there's people's lives that are on the line. There's how many people that have tested positive. Like 90 people in the Olympic Village tested positive, even with all the restrictions in place to protect the athletes. And now we have Simone Biles dropping out of the Olympics because of mental health. She probably feels very mentally drained because of the COVID protocols. These athletes are being asked to stick and wait inside a room for 24 hours to quarantine because their teammate tested positive for this so-called, I don't know, I can't. What is it? COVID virus. Can't say the actual word because I might get fucking flagged. Not just flagged, shadow banned, not recommended. But Simone Biles is mental health problems. I mean, it's hard to say that I didn't see this coming, but I did. I mean, you're making these athletes go through all these protocols. They can't explore the city of Japan or Tokyo because they have to stay within the vicinity of the Olympics. But then they're going to spread it all around the country, because if they have to be tested every single day for this COVID, they have to test them every single day for COVID, every single day, so that they can ensure that the general population doesn't get COVID, which is kind of strange. I don't understand. I don't understand the whole point. It's kind of interesting. Why? So like, it really makes not a lot of sense to me right now. Apparently, oh yes, of course. Simone Biles didn't have a very good performance. That's primarily why she dropped out of the Olympics because she didn't have the performance of a lifetime. She didn't have the performance that she wanted, that she felt was indicative of her level that she aspires to be at. She's a full-time Olympic medalist, I believe, right? She's won multiple Olympic medals, so she's not scared of the limelight. She's been here before. I don't understand why she's mentally weak this time. I guess it's because of all the expectation when you're this grandiose image and you're worshipped and you're constantly being praised and told that you're the best ever and no one can beat you and you're the best. Then you have a bad, miserable performance. It kind of shocks you and brings you into overdrive, and then you're constantly thinking and questioning yourself, what are you doing here if you're not the best? Because you're giving measly performances, and then your very being gets questioned because at this because athletes a lot of the times they struggle with their identity because they feel that if they're not a athlete, if they're not an Olympic athlete, then what are they? So if they lose an Olympic event, then they're like, okay, I lost this event, but that's all I had. That's all I had. That's what all of my identity was linked to me being an athlete. So then when you take that away from me, it's like, what do I have left? Nothing. Like that's all I know. So that's what I'm going to keep doing for the rest of my life. But Olympic athletes have a short window of time. Your body's not always going to be performing at this high level. So when you take that into consideration, it's like you always have to have a plan B. But if you're like Serena, Serena Williams, you're going to be able to compete and dominate for 20 years, and then you're going to be able to retire because you can rest easy knowing that you've dominated the sport for how many years. Serena Williams, she has her own conspiracies and stuff like that. She might have an advantage over other females because of her higher testosterone rate, but whatever. That's besides the point. I don't know. I mean, if she has mental health issues, I think she shouldn't be competing. She should be talking to a psychiatrist or something. But I don't know. I mean, her mental health is probably linked to the COVID protocols or the fact that she may give a very bad performance. But you live and you learn. That's just how life works. I don't really know what she's gonna do from now on. She wrote on her Olympic, Instagram, whatever. I'm so proud of these girls right here. You girls are incredibly brave and talented. I'll forever